What's up? So I was gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it now. But I give a shout out to Two Raffle Sports because he did a great video about Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. And I have always said the Pistons every 15 years they go through this where they come back. They go through doldrums, and all of a sudden they become unstoppable. If you remember back in the 80s when Isaiah was leading the charge, and they went to four straight Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm gonna do a video about that in the future, but then they went null and void part of the later part of the 90s after Jordan beat them and they walked off the floor. Then they came back in the mid '00s and had a run, won a chip, lost a chip. Remember they broke up Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers? And they won all those Eastern Conference Finals and they stunk it up for 10 years. They always tend to do this then when they reemerge. But I like this squad. This squad has a lot of guys that nobody wants. You remember when you think about Tobias Harris, who was used to call him four tops because he was always fourth in the Sixers scoring, but he's actually balling this year. And Tim Hardaway Jr. could never get it right anywhere else. Is a good fit there. And I like Stewart too. You know that whole altercation with LeBron a couple years. He be balling, he plays physical. Dennis Schroeder, who everybody be using, it didn't work out in Golden State. It was in Brooklyn, cast off with the Lakers, didn't sign the one deal, bad situations. Looking good in Detroit. I'm watching this team as it stands right now. If the playoffs were to start today, they play the Knicks. And I got news for you. I think they could beat the Knicks. I think the Knicks could be had. Because the Pistons got a good, strong mix. And because Cade Cunningham, the fro might scare folks. It's got a throwback vibe to it. He is almost like the Eastern Conference version of Shea Alexander. If you think point guard for point guard and scoring and all that, almost, because he be putting up some numbers every night. He's balling. It's just that Boston and Cleveland have been so far better. But I will tell anybody, because the Knicks is janky. Anybody third on down could be had. I'm just saying. And Detroit is right on Indiana and Milwaukee's behind. So, let somebody who's kind of in between come to the Pistons. They could get an upgrade. They could be a problem in the year or two. I was disappointed because I thought Orlando was going to be that team. Not because I wanted them to take the division crown from the Miami Heat, but I thought they could. But I'm looking at Detroit. Feisty, playing really well. 6 games over 500. You may not think that's a big deal, but if you know how much they stunk until they got Cade Cunningham, that's a big freaking deal. They are balling. And they got a chance